All right, y'all. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I just have to show my little poodle thing because right now we are having our boule. So, anyways, what I'm discussing, these are my personal views. They have no association or affiliation with any organization or church that I attend. I don't want to make this a long video, but I don't know. It's been a minute since I've made a video. So I just want to, I don't know like how long this video is going to be. So I don't know if it will be short enough to put on TikTok. I'm hardly ever on there, but I did say I was going to start using TikTok. So I had a study session for a licensure that I'm studying for, and I had to attend a Bible study. And this is my third Bible study this week. Tuesday in person women Bible study, absolutely lovely. Yesterday was great, and today I came in at the tail end. I came in like the last 30 minutes. Actually, like probably 20, 25, 30 minutes. So they were talking about Abigail, and I have to read the story. I think it's somewhere in First Samuel. Now, my birthday is coming up in November, and I'm reaching a milestone. And I am, I try not to speak on certain things, like, because a lot of us was raised Christian or an Abrahamic faith, or just a faith that women, you're told to be silent. It's very patriarchal, all of those things. And I'm having some glare from my glasses, so I might just go ahead and just keep them off if I can see. Because y'all, I have blurry vision now after a surgery I had, and I don't know if it could be corrected. So I may have to sew my glasses back on at some point. God, y'all, listen. This is like no disrespect to the person that was facilitating the Bible study, but I'm gonna just say this. After the Bible study was over, a male, I don't know this person, but someone that is from the male gender, he asked the question like, and mind you, it was only about 2 or 3 men present, but he was the only one that has video on. He was like, since it's more women than it is men on here, can you talk about how to keep your husband and not put like your hands in the face? And this is what he was naming, like, and how to basically, he said manipulate, which, that can be used in a negative, and it's not always negative, but he said, I don't mean a negative context. And she's like, oh, I understand. So he was like, how can you, teach the women, the ladies, how to basically get what they want from their husband by, I guess, walking on eggshells or being quiet, whatever the case may be. Listen, I get it. If you all don't know, I am not currently married. I am back and forth about, I want to have a good husband or a good man, a good companion, a good best friend, but I'm not certain or sure how that always is going to look for me. And I love men. Let me just say, I love good men. I don't love men. I love good men, right? I love good male friends. I love good men. And I know what I mean by that. Every woman has their own definition, how a good man is for them or benefits them. So you all can do with that what you will. But I was like kind of shocked at that question, how it was phrased. And she gave a long answer. I mean, it was long. I mean, this person, again, no disrespect, she's a little long-winded by nature, but it was a long answer. So I said, okay. And this was the time, and this was a time that they opened up the floor. This was virtual Bible study for questions. So I was like, somebody else went, then I went. And my question was, I said, in the church, we hear a lot about what our duties are to, get a man, to keep the man, to keep him happy. And, and I said in a respectful way, but I don't feel like we talk enough about what men should we submit to? What should that look like? What are the green flags to know this is a true man of God, and you should be aligning yourself with him? Y'all, this is why I'm making the video. When I tell y'all she stumbled, all over answering that question. And again, this is no, because I love this person. Now, this is just an example of what I'm seeing out here. It was like she didn't even answer the question. And she just was like, don't take them to your house. And I know that because I was raised that way. Like, make sure he pray. But for me, like, if you don't see someone, like, okay, if you never go to their crib, even after like 3, 4, 5 months, you really don't know. I mean, you could get an idea if they're praying around you. I mean, I say grace in public, but we don't know if that person is led by God, if they submit themselves to God. We don't have that information unless we are around them more in private and public settings as well. So I asked green flags. I asked, how would we know this is a person? And I said, like, from a therapeutic standpoint, because I'm a therapist by trade, I know that you should look for a man that regulates your emotional system. And it's so funny because I didn't realize that until, y'all know, I've been abstinent, or some of you may know if you follow my channel. I've been abstinent since 2017. And then, to be honest, like, I had broke my abstinence after like 7 years or something like that. And I took matters into my own hands, which I repented for. And it was with a Muslim guy, and it was like, no, it wasn't a good idea. But I didn't know how important, and I knew, but I'm saying, like, as far as dating a man, and he's talking about marriage, because he was like future faking or future talking. But anyways, like, it's really important, like, to know when a man is causing confusion and chaos, or when he's bringing clarity, he's being transparent, right? Because being honest and transparent are two different things. So I just feel like those are kind of the answers I was kind of hoping for. Like, okay, he's going to be consistent with you, like those things. And she just was like, well, you're going to have to have a private, she said therapy session. I think she meant private session, because I'm like, that wouldn't be therapy. And I have a therapist, and I am a therapist. But no, I'm asking you from a spiritual standpoint, the same way you had a long answer and examples for how you looked out for your husband and how you protected him and respected him. I was expecting a thorough answer about, okay, how can a woman, especially a woman in the church, know that a man is of God and know that it is safe to date him, be with him, and what he should do as a husband. I didn't even get to that part, but that's pretty much where I was hitting at, because that man was so strong with his question. I was just like, ooh, like, do you got something against your wife? Are you divorced? Is you cool? Is you okay? Because that was strong and wrong. But I probably came off a little, I don't know. I'm going to stop apologizing for who I am. Like, I'm very lovely, very nice, but certain things, I'm just no nonsense. Like, I'm not going to act all male identified and male centered. Like, I'm not going to act like I don't have a brain. I'm not going to act like I'm so, like, even though I want a good man and children, but I'm not going to sacrifice myself for some foolishness. It's just not, because we've already done it. I recently did it. Like, and his people was trying to convince me to blindly follow him and get pregnant by him. Foolishness. Listen, God be the glory. I rebuked that. I didn't do nothing foolish, and I am back on the abstinence journey. Like, I'm just telling you, like, women, I know everybody always, like, I think we should start preaching this stuff to younger women, but all women in the church, because it's women in their 60s making these same foolish decisions because all they know is they got to have a man so Sister Susie won't be looking at them crazy, or because they feel like a man they want to be taking care of a man, which causes them more strife. Like, that's going to be a whole nother separate video. Like, oh, y'all, I just think we got to do better. Like, we should have answers and examples for what a good man looks like. And we ain't say a perfect man, but a man that tries to strive to be the very best and live for God, and a man that's good for you. We should be able to name that. The same way we could name what a woman's supposed to be doing, what you ain't supposed to be doing, how you're not supposed to be acting, and how a man findeth a good wife. Well, how we know the man that findeth us or found us is a good man or husband? That's all I want to know. You don't need no therapy session for that. Really don't. And it was just funny that she said she hurried up and moved along to the next question. My question wasn't even answered, but she spent a long time answering that man's question. Y'all, be safe. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.